What's up, everybody? I'm Todrick Hall, and I'm hanging with Gallo, the guy you know.
What's up? It's Nick Gallo, the guy you know. I'm here with, I can't even, you're so talented, I don't even know what more to say. But yeah, Todrick Hall, how you been, bro? How are you?
People usually refer to me as a stripper. I'm okay. I'm good. I'm really good. We just got off stage here in Chicago, and I'm having a blast.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it. Your tour schedule is
Insane.
I don't know how, you're like a vampire. You literally, I don't know how you do it. You even went sightseeing. I mean, you do everything still. How do you keep it perfect?
I don't think that it ever is perfect, and I think that's part of the problem. I'm a perfectionist, and I try to leave everything I have on stage every night. But I'm a Broadway kid. I've been doing 8 shows a week since I was 20 years old. I've been doing musical theater since I was a kid, and I learned last year doing Kinky Boots that when people are coming to support you, they just want you to leave everything that you got that day in that moment on the stage. And as long as I do that, as long as I have fun, the audience is usually pleased. And so now I think, honestly, the mental part of me, not stressing out, going out there and doing the best I can, being responsible, going to sleep. I don't drink, I don't do any drugs. And so all of those things combined together end up being the saving grace, I think, for me and my team, which is why we're able to complete this rigorous schedule.
Yeah. Dope. Yeah, one thing I love about your shows all the time, you bring an arena show to theaters and smaller. How do you really think of all the ideas with your team and stuff? How long does it take usually?
It usually doesn't take a long time. In fact, sometimes there have been Lady Gaga, Beyonce, Britney Spears dancers that have come to our videos and they can't even hang because the people that are in our shows and in the videos consistently are so used to learning choreography and regurgitating it immediately. And some people can be really great dancers, but they need a lot more processing time to learn. Yeah. And so without it sounding really, really aggressive, I feel like being a part of our team is like the Abby Lee Miller of being in a musical, because people have to learn choreography so quickly and the stakes are always so high, and they have to turn around and immediately perform choreography that they just learned as if they've been doing it for months and months. And I'm just grateful and lucky to have been surrounded and blessed with so many talented people who are able to keep up with the crazy schedule that we're with. And so I don't know, it's not all me, it's just I push them and they all grow, and it's really cool and exciting for me to see how much each one of the dancers, performers, costumes, wig department, the lighting, the crew, how the sound, how quickly they've learned to adjust and be able to put on a show when sometimes we've had 72 hours to rehearse it. The dancers for this tour only had 3 days to learn the whole show.
What?
Yeah.
That's great, but I give you a lot of props.
Thank you very much.
I know you were saying Kinky Boots, you did Chicago. Mm-hmm. Have you ever thought of possibly doing your own Broadway show? Because I see that for sure in your future, 100%, because your story is amazing, very inspirational to a lot of people, so what are your thoughts on that?
100%. I've been approached by a lot of Broadway producers, and that's what I'm going to be working on after this, is transferring some of the creations that I made for YouTube and different visual albums that I made to the big stage. And it would be just a dream come true for me to perform anything that I've written on Broadway, because since I was 8 years old, that was my goal and aspiration to be on Broadway. I looked up to people like Billy Porter, who I replaced in Kinky Boots, and people like Kristen Chenoweth, who is now a close friend, and Shoshana Bean. I saw her in Wicked the first time I ever saw it. And now these people are not only my peers, but they're also my friends. And now it doesn't seem as unreachable of a goal as it did as a child. And so I'm really excited to try it. It's obviously very nerve-wracking to go on stage and put something that is so close and personal to you in front of an audience of people who are very highbrow and so sometimes not willing to accept change and diversity. Some people still look at me as a kid that makes social media videos, or they watch videos like Beauty and the Beat or Mary Poppins or my McDonald's drive-thru, and they're like, that's cute for what it is. But I try to remind people consistently that I have 5 Broadway shows on my resume. I've been doing theater. I've done thousands of performances on Broadway and worked with like really great people, choreographed for some major artists, and I'm ready to take that next leap into the next level and chapter of my career, where people are looking at me as like a serious person to be like, you know, contended with somebody who is like eligible to one day hold an EGOT, which is like my ultimate goal.
You know, I know you've collabed with so many people already. You know, I was telling you earlier, you know, I see like 2 people I see is like Jennifer Hudson and Rihanna. Yeah. So who would you love to collab with?
Well, I got to choreograph for Beyonce once, but she's like my ultimate queen. So of course I would love to work with her again. I love Cardi B and her energy and her story and her swag and everything about her, like rags to riches story. I obviously like my girl Taylor Swift. I would love to do more stuff with her. And yeah, there's just so many people. Mariah Carey will like always be the person that like I was inspired to sing because of her voice. But I also love country artists. I love Rascal Flatts. I love Shania Twain. I love like the Dixie Chicks. I love Hunter Hayes. So I have so many, like the list is so huge and so eclectic. There are a lot of Broadway stars that are Tony Award winning like artists, like people like Bernadette Peters, or even like legendary people like Angela Lansbury that I would love to work with. I just think that would be such a cool thing to do.
Yeah, and you know, I know you're like quarter through the tour so far. So what are some places that you're really excited about that you know you'll have a little time, or just to be back in that city, are you most excited for?
I always love London, and the show there is almost sold out already, and it was sold out months before we got there. And they're so appreciative. Like people in America are super appreciative also, but in a different way. When you go overseas, people realize that you have taken the time to bring yourself and your crew across the ocean to come and visit them. And there's just like an energy there that is like so unlike being in America. So I'm really excited to perform in London. I had the best performance ever last year in Switzerland, Amsterdam, and then of course Australia. I'm really excited. And I've never performed in Tokyo before, so this is my first time, and I'm really excited about that. I'm not excited about the time changes and what my voice is going to be doing, but I'm really, really excited to go there, and I know that adrenaline's going to step in where she needs to.
Yeah. And you know, what after the tour ends, what do you want to accomplish the rest of this year, and what other endeavors like do you see like that's on your mind lately?
I mean, there's so many things that I want to do. I've never been in a feature film, and I have like some opportunities for that coming up that I'm really excited about. And some feature films, like I got asked to do a feature film that I can't even do because I'm on tour and I'm not willing to cancel my shows. So I think this next chapter of my life is going to be like taking a break. I did Straight Out of Oz. That was a successful project for me. Forbidden has been really successful. And I'm enjoying meeting everybody, but I'm starting to get burnt out. And I really enjoy being on Broadway in someone else's show because I get to show up and be an employee and have someone else tell me what to do, which is exciting for me now because I don't have to take on that extra pressure and stress that I do when it's my entire creation. Because people come to the shows and they forget that I don't have a record label, I don't have producers, I'm choreographing stuff, I'm designing my own costumes, I'm designing the set, I'm casting everyone, I'm organizing how the buses are going to be picked up and what bus companies we're going with. And it's just like a lot of things that one person has to deal with on top of the already crazy, insane schedule that we have to perform on. So I'm excited to just be a performer and be able to go to an audition. I haven't gone to an audition in so long, and I think that is going to be really exciting for me because I want to do things that challenge me. And it's now not a challenge for me to write an album and put it on YouTube. It's a challenge, but it's like a goal that I've already accomplished, and so I want to do other things and do other Broadway shows and perform and do a feature film. I think would be awesome. But ultimately, my favorite movie growing up was Sister Act 2. That was like the first thing that made me want to sing and dance. And ultimately, there's a part in that movie where Whoopi Goldberg says to Lauryn Hill, what do you think about when you first wake up in the morning? Because whatever that is, that's what you're supposed to be doing. And every morning when I wake up, I know that this is like what I was meant to do, what I'm supposed to be doing. People are like, don't you ever want time for a break? But like, to me, I'm never having more fun than when I'm on stage performing or when I'm writing things or directing things or choreographing things and bringing my creations to life. So as long as I'm doing that, as long as every day I'm waking up, not to make this a morbid part of this interview, but I've unfortunately lost a lot of very close friends to me and very tragic deaths, and it really makes you wake up and realize that like life is such a fragile thing and it's so beautiful, and you should spend every single waking moment that you have doing what you love to do. And I hope this doesn't happen. But if the Lord should say I should come home tomorrow, I would get to the Golden Gates and be like, you know what? I did the damn thing while I was down there. I had a good time. I worked really hard, and I went everywhere I wanted to go. And I spent every single waking moment doing what I love to do. And not a lot of people can say that. So as long as the next time we do this interview, I can say the same thing, that I've been still doing what I love to do, that I think that is what life is supposed to be. That's the American dream, that you make money doing what it is that you love to do.
Yeah, and I just want to like thank you for really inspiring people, because like you and Chance the Rapper, it's just really like the independent thing, you know, because I always question myself like, oh, should I, you know, try to sign to a major production, or, but you know, like people like you just show you could really go far, you know, without having the major backing, and just
those things will be nice, but not at the risk of like diminishing who you are as a human being and who you are as an artist. And oftentimes there were people who wanted to give me money for this, and when they knew that there was going to be a scene of a white kid being shot by a black cop, even though I explained to them that it was going to be told in a theatrical like way, they were like, I just don't think that's something that we're willing to put our money behind. And for me, I'm not willing to like sell out to have like this $3 million budget when I can spend $500,000 of my own money and just make it be what I want it to be. And I think that's the beauty of today and social media. If you work hard and work really hard for your money, I did 8 shows on Broadway for weeks and weeks and weeks, and did a whole bunch of projects and sang a whole bunch of shit I did not want to sing, and posted a whole bunch of things she did not want to post, to be able to raise the money to make Forbidden, because I wanted it to be told the way I wanted it to be told. And I'm really happy, and I made my money back with record sales, and I'm really grateful that this system is, you know, they always say that if you put out great music, it doesn't matter if you have the production team behind it, people will come if it's great music. And I believe that I've written a great album, and people have come and they bought it. It was the #1 pop album, and I'm a gay black man. That's like unheard of for that to happen. And if I had been with a label, I don't think that the success would be there. I don't think people would be coming, because it would have been a watered down version of the story that I wanted to tell.
Yeah, well, I want to wish you all the best of luck. Like I said, thanks for inspiring. Keep on doing it, because independently, I think your stuff is better than even with the label. Truthfully, like your visuals, everything amazing. And yeah, I want to wish you all the best of luck. And it's Nick Gallo, the guy you know, here with Todrick Hall.
Thanks for having me.
And when your spirit feels like it's disappearing, well, I hope that you can hear it saying, baby, change is coming. God, peace and love and loving. Just mix that simple and coming. We're free like the 4th of July. Till darkness keep on running. The clouds will part like the sun. Open your heart and let someone in. It's easy like apple pie.
Make them beats like they used to, they don't make them beats. They don't make them beats like they used to, they don't make them beats. They don't get their life like they used to, they don't get their life. They don't take the night like they used to, they don't